And we have return guests and collaborators like Anne-Marie Oblivion here today, a part of co-founding. She was right with us before we even had a podcast of Compassionate Citizens. And Mark Morrison here. He's been a serial contributor, and we feature him regularly as a compassionate citizen. And we have our trusty assistant, Emily, on here. And she helps us bring out the great compassionate work of Onward and Upward and the great services through the company of Prosperity Pathways, working right along with Anna Maria Bliven. And so we're going to get right into it. Again, Prosperity Pathways podcast, as I keep it going forward, it's something I say is about, let's take a look at people out there who are unemployed and what we can do to help people find that capacity in the workplace. And so then we'd also include the underemployed. A lot of people out there have employment, but it's not paying the bills, or they just feel shorthanded, that they would like to do more work, and obviously hand in hand get paid for that. And then you have displaced workers, just disrupted. Maybe companies are downsizing. They try to shape it in terms of right sizing and things going on there, that people are just displaced. Maybe something happened in their life. Maybe they had a temporary illness and had to come out of the workplace, get healthy again, and then have to re-enter. And then there's those who make money a certain way and they're plugging away, bringing in the paycheck and so forth. But they start looking at their alternatives, other options and what they can do, building their career and their occupation, vocation, and just getting ready to switch, maybe finishing up education. Anna Maria knows about that, getting education to keep boosting what we're doing professionally. So Mark, I want to start with you. You've been on a lot of our podcasts here in the World of Ability Podcast Network, and you've been here a few times now with Compassionate Citizens. Mark, with coming back over and over again, let's start with our shows. Let's start with the experience you have in our conversations. A lot of us know each other through the Happy Neighbor Project. Share with our audience what you like about this show, that you make a repeated effort and you keep devoting hour after hour with us. What is it that keeps you coming back?
Well, part of it is the people that are hosting and working the show. I have to admit that. Another reason is Anna Maria, because when I met her, she was human, she was alive and is alive, thank you. And she always meant what she said, and she was honest, and she was caring about people, and it was not about her. So I'm giving her a little plug. The other one, sir, is yourself, the host of the podcast. I was interested just about immediately because of you. You too were so real and so wanting to serve people that are underserved, okay, and did not have any other way of being served besides people that are interested in helping them. And you were the one who came out and and said, I want to help them. I want to be there. I want to be an active participant. So that's what I did. And also, you were looking for ways to establish and build ways of the underserved people to become served, to become just like everyone else. I know that sounds really bad, but it's true. Okay, it is true. So, and also Emily is not taking any credit for this. She's always modest and always behind the scenes, but also she was out front too, saying a whole lot of things and inviting people to come on this, to serve, to get to know you better, to get to know Anna Maria better. And so I'm giving all plugs to Emily too, and she's not gonna show up on the screen, but she knows she's liked and loved and everything. So that's a short answer. Kirk, you were also talking about helping those that are underserved and ways to connect them to the world out there. The world out there is pretty hard right now because COVID is and is not leaving. It is rebloomed about this much again. And thankfully, at least here in California, only those that were not vaccinated are sick. Okay, there is hardly anyone who's sick that has been vaccinated. But the politicians are getting scared again. What I want to say is, I attended a Greater San Fernando Valley Chamber of Commerce meeting. They're looking to establish a way to employ or interest people or counsel people that have not been employed fully, or what they can do, or because they're out of work, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there are ways being set up, I should say, to help the people. This is Los Angeles, Kurt, however, as you know where I am. So I cannot speak for Wisconsin. I cannot speak for where Anna Maria is. But there is a way that I can help. If I can connect those people that you know to that chamber, okay, then we could probably help them. I can use downlines, but I'm not going to sell myself. So I can help them personally. So there are ways, and I just know about two. And I'm sure the ability programming next week will also open other ways, because I'm sure you're not just sitting there not thinking. You are always thinking. You're always thinking of ways and connecting. So I think there's ways that we could do it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Well, what a great way to open up our Compassionate Citizens program. We got a great show coming up here. I didn't mention yet, Curtis Lau just came in here to join in, another serial contributor, big supporter of all of our work here at the World of Ability Podcast Network. And so, Curtis, kind of what I did that Mark started responding to was, I'm kind of asking for you serial contributors, coming back to these shows, providing us hours after hour of your time to keep building these shows and the programming and being part of the conversation. What would you say it is that keeps you coming back, Curtis? And by the way, everybody, I love his name. Go ahead, Curtis.
Well, thanks for having me, Kurt. I get here when I can. I can't get here all the time, but I love to contribute. I love what Mark started saying. He's up in San Fernando Valley area, Los Angeles area. I'm down the road from him in Temecula, California, kind of near San Diego. And with that said, I enjoy coming back because I, like all of the people here on the podcast, love to help people, love to, to share their abilities or share their knowledge or share their wisdom with other people. And that's what our church does. That's what the church community does. That's what my faith does as a Christian. And I love people that help people. With that said, that's why I keep coming back. Emily has been faithful behind the scenes. Yes, pay no attention to that girl behind that curtain, like they would say in The Wizard of Oz. But, she doesn't show herself very often, but she keeps inviting me on LinkedIn. She keeps being a faithful person to invite me to the Wisconsin, Happy Neighborhood Project. And those invites are like little seeds, like little, as the parable of the sower and the reaper in the Bible says, you spread enough seeds and some will fall on good soil. So Emily is doing that. Kurt's doing that. You guys are all doing that, Mark and Mary Ann. And it's good to be around people that sow seeds. So with that said, I hope that answered your question, Kurt.
Yep, we're on a roll here. I have fun with that expression. I tell people that's why they call me butter, because I'm on a roll. so here we go.
Butter and spreading seeds.
Yeah, right. All right. So Anna Maria, like I said, you were part of the days before we even got going with Compassionate Citizens. I introduced you to a gentleman out of Chicagoland, Illinois, and Norland Dimmitt. And so this all came into the fold where we all decided together that these are conversations we're sharing with the world. And with Marcus Hart, we just fell into a great thing that through Transforming Media Network, that this is possible to have this platform and to have these compassionate citizens conversations. But I know in developing that, you have your own particular vantage point, which you were responding to me with in conversation. Let's reminisce a little bit. Tell us a little bit more of your recollection of last summer and the fall and the beginnings here with Compassionate Citizens, and what's been your stake in
Oh my goodness. When this first came about, and we talked about getting together to discuss compassionate citizenry, I got excited because we live in a society that is not compassionate, not at all. Somebody who is housing insecure and on the street, other people pretend they're a ghost, pretend that they're not there, and do their best not to see them. But yet, I see them as untapped potential, as a human being with a soul, and someone who deserves recognition of the fact that they are a human being. They're in a situation either by their own making or by the making of something like a pandemic, and are worthy. And we as citizens need to come to the understanding that at any given moment, guys and gals, that could be you. So let's get real. In the Compassionate Citizen broadcast, I got really excited about the idea of having a forum that we could either continue to talk about this issue or come together to solve it. And that's why I'm here. I can't be here every week. I'd like to be, but I can't be here every week because I'm in the action of trying to solve this humanitarian crisis. So what would you rather me do? Come on over here and talk about this, or be on the front line and trying to solve this and come to some solution?
Yeah, we definitely need to keep working at a solution and post haste because like you said, these are souls, these are people, real lives, real experiences. They don't get a vacation from being homeless. And so yeah, it's a look at where we are on a humanitarian front. And compassion is what we draw from to build compassionate communities that says there's no reason why we should have hundreds or thousands of people in our cities that are homeless. Leader of the free world supposedly, and we still have this challenge that we don't have it, that every American deserves the basic needs, food, shelter, and clothing. That's the basic stuff of life, and we don't have that basic thing taken care of for 100% of our population. So yeah, it is our issue. It's not their issue, those that fell through the cracks and getting this wonky experience of our communities. It's the imperfection of our community. So let's work on it together, and if we have any pride, we will get it done. So thanks, Anna Maria, for all the work that you do. And we heard a little bit about Emily. Emily, you're going to have to come on here and kind of accept these kudos and these compliments. And then you also come through for us with a little PSA about Onward and Upward and your little introduction about prosperity pathways. So come on in, Emily, come on the mic and do your thing.
Sure, I can do that. Hold on a second. Let me do this. There we go. My tulips. But thank you guys for all the compliments. And prosperity pathways and onward and upward help people find employment. The nonprofit especially helps the homeless population and veterans, and also is the fiscal agent of the Disability Channel in Toronto, Canada. And we also have a guaranteed employment program, or if you meet the requirements, you have the job. So back to you, Kurt.
All right. Thank you, Emily. That works out so well to share out there the obvious reason that we're all working together and, pooling our resources and our time and devoted to this work by Onward and Upward and Prosperity Pathways, a definite, grand slam home run for people want to create predictability on their best chances to be employed. We highly recommend Prosperity Pathways. The other thing going on here is we're having a little bit of what I might call, a lot of times I like to say, the Give Me Five program. And so here we have in this show, the Give Me Five program that I like, because there's 5 of us in here. There's a handful of us co-host experienced individuals. And boy, what timing. It's like the 11th hour coming together. Mark Morrison just gets his response from Edwin that he's on board, going to be doing some co-hosting. Curtis, I don't know if you knew that, but Mark Morrison is being welcomed into the co-host family, over 250 strong across the world. And so you got 5 of us here. So Anna Maria helped us start H&P Wisconsin. Emily's still plugging away, keeping us going with H&P Wisconsin. Curtis and Mark out there doing co-hosting out to the west of us. And we've got H&P Ability starting up. Anna Maria Bliven is going to be part of the co-host team for that. That's starting on July 29th. But Mark, I want to start with you. Putting on the hat of co-host. You're not sure which week you're starting, but it's maybe next week, who knows, or sometime soon. But tell us more about what drew you to volunteer to be a co-host, and what are you hoping for yourself as being a part of a co-host team?
So all of this is very new to me, all this social media stuff and developing a business through social media. Okay, especially since I started this in 2020 and we were all locked down, especially here in California. And that has stopped, thank you, God. And Anna Maria, I agree with everything you said. I'm still seeing a whole lot of people, 5 of us here. And the way that Edwin runs HNP, he does not take people that are mean and nasty. You don't have to be angelic. You don't have to be from heaven so far. He just does not take anybody mean and nasty. And when I came on to HNP, I was invited by Gabriella Waterman. She is a co-host in Greater LA. And she asked about, I don't know, it looked like about 30 people on her list. Okay, because she used to be in business for herself, but then she did a complete turnaround and is doing now Gab Talks. She's teaching people how to do social media. So she's not limiting it to the average population, okay? She's opening up to everybody as long as they cannot give up any confidential information because she doesn't want to be hacked. And as long as you can sit in and have manners and be nice. And that's just what H&P is about. And that's also what this whole thing about the Compassionate Citizen podcast and the ability programming, which I'm sure has not been fully developed yet, but as Kurt knows, it's a work in progress. Okay, so what got me here is that I wanted to do something because when I was young, when I was in elementary school, we had people, I'll say, were not quite all there. And that was a mystery, but that's all we knew. They were not quite all there. And they got teased mercilessly to the point that they were crying, and they could not show up in the schoolyard. They could not show up in front of the school building. And ever since then, and I got into counseling when I was 22 and I'm 67 now. So that's like 42 years. Okay, so ever since I became an adult, and sometimes I'm not sure I am, but that's okay. We'll discuss that later. But seriously, I wanted to go out and help as much as I can and not brag about it. Yes, I needed to pay rent and pay bills, but you know what? There was sort of a higher calling for me, and that's fine. And then I'm sure that this boy grew up to do something really, really good, although I do not know because it's been elementary school and I just don't see those people anymore. So Kurt, that's what got me started. That's what drew me to HNP. That's what drew me to Wisconsin, because I heard that you were just blazing here, okay, and trying to start something that was beyond HNP. And then I heard Anna Maria, and then I heard that she was connected with you, however tight or loose, but whatever it was in the, in the first place. And so that's what got me coming on here. Plus, Kurt, this is fun to do. And I've never done this before until you invited me. So cool. Thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome. Yeah, you do a great job. Thanks for contributing, being part of the show and part of the conversation. Curtis, I want to lean on you a little bit to kind of back up the train. I led into this in a little bit of a teaser sense for anybody out there who doesn't know what H&P is. They're not going to fully understand what we're talking about co-hosting at H&P. You want to do the honors and tell the world, what is it all about? First of all, the Happy Neighborhood Project, and then your rendition of the opportunity each of us have as co-hosts.
Well, Happy Neighborhood Project, for those listening, is something that I was oblivious to or unaware until I got invited around Christmas time. And I'm going to myself, Happy Neighborhood Project, that sounds fishy. I'm suspicious. What the heck is Happy Neighborhood Project? Like, what is this neighborhood and what is this project? Well, as a friend told me, hey, keep an open mind, check it out. And so that's what I did. So Happy Neighborhood Project is a collaboration of people around the world who want to support and help one another. In essence, in a nutshell, Happy Neighborhood Project is a huge global community of people that want to network and grow each other's business and support one another's business. So with that said, I checked it out. Got involved, a little leery and suspect at first, but I broke off into networking breakout sessions. It has 2 breakout sessions in each 1-hour meeting. And you can attend, if one attends a Happy Neighborhood Project chapter, you can attend Australia, you can attend Germany, you can attend a meeting in Nigeria, you can attend a meeting in literally Canada, Florida, Texas, and here in San Diego, which I co-host. And there was a need at the time for co-hosting in San Diego. We need co-hosts, we need co-hosts. Well, I'm going like, well, how hard is that? I'm a school teacher for the last 20, 30 years. If I can stand up in front of a classroom and be ridiculed by students every day, I can certainly host a Zoom meeting. And like Mark, yes, I am tech savvy somewhat, but I am technological, challenged, because as a child of the 60s, I've got a little bit of a learning curve catching up with all of the texting, email. I had to learn how to not use my computer, not use my typewriter, not use my word processor, and move to a laptop and a personal computer. And so it's been playing catch up. I think Mark can concur. Mary Ann is nodding her head. It's been trying to catch up. And now, in order to learn, I lean on my grandson. I lean on my son-in-law and ask him, hey, Jeff, what's this texting thing? What is that? Or, hey, Jeff, what is gigahertz or a megahertz? Or what is thumb drive or a thumbnail sketch? And anyway, I'm learning. I'm long, but I can learn new tricks. So needless to say, I jumped on as co-host of San Diego HNP. I think it's a great opportunity to grow your global community, grow your network, give other people referrals as they hopefully give you referrals. And I will be frank, the reason I joined as a co-host was I was told that the more people that come on your meeting, you have the ability to network with them and share with them, have one-on-ones with them. So I admit it's a little bit of selfishness because I do need money. I do need to feed my family. I do need to get referrals so I can, have a life. But the other part of me wants to, like Mark and Marianne and all the people here, want to give back, and if you don't want to give back to the world or community, shame on you. Shame on you for not wanting to give and to take. There's a lot of takers out there, and we need more givers. And I hope that answered your question, and I hope that gives you a little bit of fodder to talk about the rest of the podcast. Back to you, Kurt.
There you go. Let's fodder away. So very good. So Anna Maria, with what Curtis said about, the human disposition, and we talk about compassion, and so he brings out about givers, and then knowing that that's obviously inherent to the work that you do, that's what it takes to build off this compassion and to find those that are willing to give, to kind of bring together the resources, and talking about when, Onward and Upward is given a little bit of resource, it goes a long way. But in terms of the role of the Happy Neighborhood Project, Anna Maria, in your, we're approaching a year, we're about a month away from when we were introduced to the Happy Neighborhood Project a year ago. So having been connected to the Happy Neighborhood Project, how would you describe the effect that HMP has had on the work that you do?
Oh, that's a very good question. Because HMP is pretty much all about helping businesses grow, and for some folks that are just now getting started, help them get established and things like that. It's been extraordinary, really. I think that's why there's like thousands of people that are involved. And are we up to 70 meetings a week?
That's true. Yeah, with the meetings they just have been announcing this week, we're going over the 70 mark.
Right. So they wouldn't have 70 meetings if nobody was showing up. And people are showing up because they're getting results. So the investment of an hour with 2 breakout sessions, being able to introduce yourself and your business 2-minute segments is working really well. And that is an excellent action step, if you will, toward a compassionate citizenry. And that's another thing why I'm really, really happy to be a part of HNP, or Happy Neighborhood Project, because that is compassion citizenship in action. If nothing, it is. I love to be a part of an action where people are all for one and one for all. You just don't get that everywhere.
That's right. That's right. So Mark, let's talk about that a little bit in terms of, what you found here at the Happy Neighborhood Project, and in terms of the work you do, Mark, what you're trying to do for your business and what you offer us, like when we learn about what your product is and so forth. Kind of tie this together for us. Tell us a little bit more about, kind of what you have as a product, and then how has HMP helped you share this with people through the networking meetings?
Okay, Kurt. We do not have the rest of this day to go over what I do have. And we know that the only miracles that happen are from God. And if nobody believes in God, that's cool. Then they say it's from the stars. That's okay. My products begin with the creation of the world. Okay, and it's called the hemp plant, HEMP, for the things that are giving us our words and our things underneath. And this hemp plant is grown from the earth that was created by whomever you believe in, and I'm not going to get into that part, all right, because we're all different. And from there, mankind finally has learned how to harvest that plant, separate it from the psychedelic half-brother, and turn it into a medicinal help for the human body. All right, I'm doing this real short. I can go 2 weeks. With that medicinal aspect in effect now, whatever is inside the human body can be helped, even to the point of only this much, because some of them have to take the CBD for the rest of their lives, but you know what? They are alive. Okay, they are alive. If not for what I have. And the same thing with Mark Siegel, and the same thing with everyone else in HNP who has what I have in different varieties. So with that, with humans, with humans discovering this, this is all natural. This is not made out of Rockstar. Okay, it's not made out of Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola or PepsiCo. It's made from the earth, which is natural. And if you do it the right way, which our respective companies do, you're going to help people be better than they were before you got involved in their lives. Okay, and I have to admit that in order to do what I do, I have to be a student of my products. So during 2020, when I first started, and I had plans, and Curtis is correct. We all need to pay bills. We all need to pay for ourselves, and you guys need to pay for your families. But I don't come on this show to pay for my family because A, I don't have one, and B, it's not going to pay my bills. So I don't really care. This is out of my heart. So what I'm saying is, my products can help people live better lives, and the same thing with their dogs and cats. All right, and I never knew such a thing existed until I got involved with this company. If we can save somebody and if we can improve somebody's inside, we are going to improve their outside. Okay, this is the health and wealth and health of the human being. If you can improve the inside of the person, each person, one person at a time. Now you're supposed to have a whole lot of clients, correct, Curtis? You're supposed to have a whole lot of clients. You can add your business up and say, hey, I don't have to worry about anything anymore. I can wake up in the morning and I go to sleep fine, I eat fine. But if you have one person at a time, this person says, I want to help others. And this is where humanity takes shape, Anna Maria. This is where compassion comes in. I know you know that. So I'm not singling you out. I'm not picking on you, but you know that. So as I help someone, yes, I help myself. I get paid, but you know what? They go out and they get somebody and they will help them. And if this comes back to me, wonderful, but you know what? I don't really care, okay? Because people will be helped one after the other. Maybe something can be cured through what any of us start to do. Maybe nobody has to be teased in front of an elementary school building anymore because of what started here at your podcast. Because the event next month, Kurt, starts with your podcast and starts with a small team. You, your wife, Susan, Emily, whoever else was in the beginning of this. Maybe it starts with CBD when it's my thing. Okay, it may start with Anne Marie and what I liked what she said, and that's why I got involved. Maybe it starts there. It has to start somewhere. So that's all natural. That's human. So CBD is harvested by humans to help humans feel good inside and help them be complete outside. So in bringing it here, I go on to HNP and this podcast, and not necessarily next week, because I have it. But see, I can't put it in your hands like Curtis can put a contract for travel in their hands. I can't do that. I can't do that. I would be arrested. I really would, because that would be transporting illegal goods across state lines, and I'm not allowed to do that yet. So, but if I put something in someone's hands, that's great. But you know what? When my clients they order off my website, I don't touch it. So it's all good. It happens, Curtis, through social media, and it happens through whatever. So when people ask me, who do I refer to you? I said, potentially all humans and dogs and cats. They look at me like I'm crazy, but it's true. Okay, so it's like, it starts with 1, it goes to 5, it goes to 10, it goes to 100, and it blossoms from out there. I hope that answers your question, Kurt.
It does. And it gives me a little something to take to Curtis here. So he kind of talks about humans, dogs, and cats. I know you've got some consumable products. So are you branching off to include dogs and cats as well? Or are you 100% human with the products you have?
Well, No, I don't eat dogs and cats, if that's what you mean. Um, no, I know what you mean, Kurt. We do not have consumable products for pets yet. We do have shakes and leans and greens and, immunity products or health and wellness products, with Secret, SEACRET. And we also have skincare products in the Dead Sea in Israel. Ron Gronkowski uses it, the NFL player, and so did Cleopatra back in the day. So she wanted to make herself look and feel better with the mud mask and all the minerals that she rubbed all over her body. And people are still doing it today. And that's, I have to agree, Mark, that, yeah, I help people look and feel better, and if I can affect one person, wonderful. That person will share with somebody else, who will share with somebody else. All I can do is share my information, share my good news with people. And if people like and trust you, eventually they will buy from you, and try it. I'm not here to sell people. I'm not here to be a co-host or be on this platform to sell people. And I kind of am irked when people do. I'm sorry, I'm going on a little tangent, a rabbit trail, but I'm irked when you do have a one-on-one with somebody to get them know them better. And then they say, well, let me show you this video. Let me show you this spiel. Let me show, and they're trying to sell you. I say, whoa. I'd like to get to know you before I hear your pitch, so to speak. I don't try and pitch anybody. If people like you and trust you, they will buy from you. But if I may, Kurt, you're talking about the one, Mark, if you can help that one. And I brought this on purpose because there's 5 of us, and you guys probably all know what this means. This is a
Starfish.
yes. And I just got back 2 weeks ago from an organization called Royal Family Kids Camp. I don't know if you've ever heard of that organization, but if you haven't, helping one person become a better person. Well, with that said, I love to serve in church camp every year. These little stars mean I served 1 year, and now I have a gold star. I've served 5 years. Well, I'm not here for the accolades, but I did see 3 of the young children that were 5 to 12 years of age at my church last Sunday in the lobby. And I'm going like, oh my gosh, Aaron, Xavier, Joseph, how you doing? What are you doing here? Well, one of the families adopted us. These are children that are foster and neglected youth, and they are just aching to have a normal life. They have been dealt a hand that is not God-given, so to speak. Their parents are either incarcerated, or they're on drugs, or they have neglected them and thrown them out in the street, so to speak. But this Royal Family Kids Camp is a wonderful place for kids to have a sense of normalcy. And Mark was talking about the one. And the starfish is given to every one of the camp counselors their first year. And this is the starfish story, if I may, for your listeners and everybody here. The 5 of us, remember? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's ironic that the starfish story. While walking on the beach one day, I saw starfish by the shore. And everywhere I looked, it seemed I saw 1,000 more. Now, what to my surprise appeared a boy of 9 or 10. And as the starfish washed ashore, he threw them back again. Well, page 2, I smiled at such a little task to save this population. Quote, one fish won't make a difference, son. You can't change the situation, unquote. He stooped and picked up one more fish, then looking right at me. So I went and gathered all of my friends. I can make a difference for this one, sir, he returned, and returned it to the sea. I skipped a line, so excuse me. So I went and gathered all of my friends, my brothers and my cousins. We joined in with that little boy and saved starfish by the dreams, by the dozens, excuse me. I'm getting choked up. There are many to be rescued, many starfish on life's shore. Let's make a difference like that lad by saving just one more. Back to you, Kurt.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for reading that. That is a powerful message. And yeah, thank you for the analogy of the five of us, like a starfish. Anna Maria, you seem to relate quite a bit to what Curtis was reading off and talking about, and it's right in your wheelhouse. Take it away. What are your thoughts?
Well, the first thought that comes to mind is in the first year, Onward and Upward was in operation. We saved 17 starfish. 17 were washed ashore. Probably, starfish don't make it washed ashore because the sun dries them out and they die. 17 human souls. You know what? They all got reunited with their families. Now that was something I wasn't counting on, but it was really cool because it happened. The first person to get a full-time job at the Community Online Work Center was a Navy veteran, served 16 years, stepped on an explosive device and lost both his legs. So he not only lost both his legs, guys, but he lost his family and his job and was homeless. Walking around the streets of Madison with his steel legs. Having served our country for 16 years. But Shane had his situation and couldn't go home because turns out he did have a family that wanted to take care of him, but he was self-medicating, let's just say, as people do when they are starfish and they are washed ashore. I'm going to borrow that analogy if you don't mind, because it is my personal passion before I die to have in every major city in the United States a community online work center. Can you just imagine what this place would look like? This place, I mean, our society in the United States, possibly even the world. But let's take care of our own folks here in the United States. And imagine for just a moment, a major city of the United States having a community online work center in operation. And more than 17 starfish have a chance at life. Just imagine what that would look like. I have a 25-step guide on getting a community online work center in every major city. But it has to be the city or the people in the city that want it to work toward it, and they can make it happen. I can't think of any more compassionate thing than when that little boy took that starfish and gave him life. To me, that is compassion with a capital COMPASSION. Thank you for that story, Curtis.
Yeah, thank you, Curtis. So Mark, I want to give you a chance here, Mark, that as our audience is connecting into us here I say once in a while, we talked about social media and whatever a little bit. I say a little bit of hashtag compassion. We're really tying into ways that compassion can be experienced and practiced as people are attracted to wanting to do what they need to do through people who are in this compassionate realm. And they want to reach out to you, Mark. You want to give people a little bit of contact information, takeaways, things that help their Google searches, whether it's regarding your products or your experience here at HMP, trying to build up here in this final segment some takeaways for our audience and give them a chance to be able to follow up with us. So you want to leave any contact information or references for our audience?
Okay, I would have to ask you some clarifying questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, how do you want me to do it? I can give you website, I can give you phone number and email address. That is all that I can give. If that is what you need, then either I could say it orally and somebody has to copy it down. Hi, Emily. Or it can be put in the chat box. And I would imagine Curtis can do the same thing. Anna Maria can do the same thing. And if that is what you're talking about, then I can put it into the chat box in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well,
I would say
do
that
both if you want to read it off verbally and then also leave it for our
okay, let's start with my phone number. That is the easiest. Okay, 213-477-4953. Okay, that is in Los Angeles. That is Pacific time. I think Curtis and I are in the same time zone, so it would be Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Daylight Time, whatever time of the year it is, but that's really what it is. You are 2 hours later than we are. Wherever Anna Maria is, if it's Chicago now, then she's 3 hours. No, she's shaking her no or yes, I don't know.
It would be 1:47 where you are now, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It's 3:47 here.
Okay, so it's the same thing as Kirk. You're 2 hours ahead of us. Okay, so I could give you my website. Kurt, I don't know who's copying this down. It's up to you. What do you want? Seriously.
yeah, go ahead. What is your website?
Okay, https:// 2 dots, one above the other, / living legacy coach dot ctfo.com. That is my website for CBD.
Okay. Anything else you would like to leave for the audience? Any final thoughts or any other information?
Only that regardless of how far this goes, okay, and I'm sure it's going to go very far. I'm sure, but this is the deepest that I've ever been on this podcast, and that's fine. And as long as you're going to be welcoming me back, I hope, I will just give you notice, hopefully a week before, so there's no surprise. I will commit now in front of 100 million people that are probably on this stream, that I would like to help you out, just, more than I already have. I want to do more than just attend meetings on a Sunday afternoon, which Denise actually responded within a couple of hours after I texted her. So she's really on the ball. So since you have my information, I would hope that you would contact me in case you need help.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if people get in touch with us here at the Compassionate Citizens podcast, World of Ability podcast network, yeah, we're able to help keep these connections going. Curtis, how about over to you? You want to go ahead and give references on how people can follow up with Secret and with you, any contact information you want, and then final thoughts as takeaways for our audience.
Sure. Thanks again for allowing me to share. If they'd like to contact me, I'll be in San Diego until tomorrow, and I am packing for yet another vacation. So I will be in Orlando, Florida. You can contact me there for the next week. So if you want to be at the happiest place on earth before we head to heaven, you can contact me in Orlando, Florida, starting Thursday through next Monday. And anyway, seriously though, as I do pack, I love to help people look better like Mark, feel better like Mark, and experience the world at wholesale prices. My information is in the chat. My cell phone number is 858-337-1843. That's a San Diego zip code or area code. And my website is in the chat, but it's Secret Direct. That's SEA, like the Dead Sea, SEACRET, direct.com. secretdirect.com/bon voyage, like have a great trip. That's how you can get to my website. So secretdirect.com, that with an A. I am a secret agent with secret. So secretdirect.com/bon voyage, as the Love Boat captain would say. So, and if you'd like to check out the information, last but not least, it's a real easy link. It's VIPlifestyle.fun, like Kurt has on the water skis. So VIPlifestyle.fun. So if you know someone that wants to have a great life while here on Earth, go to VIPlifestyle.fun. Check out the 15-minute video. It will tell you everything about our company. Back to you, Kurt.
All right, thank you. So here in our concluding segment, we have our pinch hitter here, Tony Hunt, Mr. Show Me the Money, the smart marketing guy. So I want to bring him in here. We're working on a bunch of stuff as well together. Met Tony also through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and we got some conversations going that the product, services, and system that Tony has presented to us. We're looking to get that out there across HMP to see if it's helpful or how it's helpful to everybody's business out there. But Tony, you want to give people a little introduction about who you are, Tony, what you do, and kind of your attraction here to the Compassionate Citizens podcast.
Well, thank you very much, Kurt. My name's Tony Hunt. I'm here in Omaha, Nebraska, where it's very humid. I own Super Smart Marketing and Consulting. I'm also a founding affiliate with NowSite Marketing, based out of Toronto, Canada. It's an all-in-one platform, extremely user-friendly. My granddaughters can use it, and they're only 8, twins. And it's 100% automated. The cool thing is, I'm excited. I guess we've got a private Zoom coming up. I was able to get the CEO to come in and express some exciting news to Kurt. We now have people who, normally when you get a referral, you raise your hand, you get a email or a phone number and a name. Well, now we've got full-blown records, who they're married to, how much they earn, do they own their home, are they interested in health? It's just amazing what this artificial intelligence can do. And not only that, we can also do a personality assessment. So you can have all this data about your prospect before you even talk to them, what their stressors are, what's their behavior, are they happy? So you know how to approach people. It's really exciting technology. We're leveraging the machine learning component of AI, and it's really doing some amazing things. So thank you, Kurt, for allowing me to express that. I'm excited to Zoom with you.
There you go. Thank you, Tony. I like to hang around super smart guys because it may boost the impression people have upon me, and I can use artificial intelligence to compensate for the intelligence I may not have otherwise. So we're having some fun with it. Thanks, Tony. So Anne Marie, I want to give you a chance for the great work that we all do together at Prosperity Pathways and Onward and Upward. You want to do the honors, Anna Maria, to give our audience a way to be back in touch with us if they're with us to be a part of the crusade to respond to home insecurity and homelessness. How would people do that? How do they come our way to help our work?
Well, I sure hope you're okay with this, my team, namely Kurt and Emily, but we're really going to be using that starfish analogy. We really are. And I need to write down your name, Curtis, because, being a student as I am, they drive home the point of sites. You cite your sources, you give credit where credit is due. Well, Curtis, your name is going to be in a lot of stuff because of that analogy. I'm going to announce on this broadcast that if there is anybody that is a member of the compassionate citizenry or a compassionate citizen that is listening to the Compassionate Citizen podcast, and you want to join forces with Onward and Upward and save more souls, aka starfish, that are washed to shore in life, then I implore you to get in touch with us. Please use our email contact@onwardupwardinc.com. contact@onwardupwardinc.com. You can also go to our website, use our contact page there. Our website is onwardupwardinc.org. Onwardupwardinc.org. One of the reasons why we're saying upward and onward, and we have a little guy pulling up another guy, is because it's all about giving a hand up so that our starfish souls don't dry and die on the shore of life. It's all about doing what we can to help folks pull themselves up. We give them what they need to get back on their feet. And the really cool thing is, those 17 people in the first year never have been homeless again. So if you want to help us do that, please contact us. And we're more than willing to help change the world together with you. We're looking for volunteers, for donations and sponsors. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And I appreciate the opportunity to be working daily and weekly and month by month, making progress with Onward and Upward and getting closer to that great position of putting a big dent into this humanitarian aspect of homelessness and home insecurity and doing some justice for those that are going through these times in their life. So with that, we are at the concluding moments of this podcast. Again, I'm always pleased to be your host here at the Compassionate Citizens Podcast, here every week, producing our show on Tuesdays and getting it out there on restreaming throughout the week. And so thank you for all of the follows, likes, and shares on all of our social media with our Facebook page of the Compassionate Citizens Project, because the Compassionate Citizens Podcast was born out of our understanding on what's going on at the Compassionate Citizens Project. And we do have a Compassionate Citizens group that we invite you to join. And let's get the conversation going further on how we can build out compassion in our spheres of influence. And also, please check out our ongoing programming, the background of it, on our landing page, worldofability.com/shows. Where you can see directly Prosperity Pathways, Compassionate Citizens, and the World of Ability podcasts. Further information is there. And again, with everything that we cover in our shows, you can feel free to follow up with me, Kurt, K-U-R-T, at thedisabilitychannel.us. And feel free to call or text me anytime at 262-372-1SKI. That's 262-372-1754. So with that, that is the conclusion of this week's podcast and episode of the Compassionate Citizens Project, Compassionate Citizens Podcast. And we hope you join us every week and also hop on to our other shows at the World of Ability Podcast Network. And again, this show has become bundled with Prosperity Pathways, the Tuesday, Wednesday bundle, with this great work being done in social work. Thanks, everybody, and bye for now.